Okay, welcome to tonight's training call. I got Lanisha on here live with me, and we will be posting the replay for everyone else. Technically, this call was supposed to have happened yesterday, but I had an event that ran late, so I appreciate you for being gracious and patient with me while we go through week 5 of our 6 weeks to success. So yay, we made it to week 5. We have one more week left. Tonight's call is going to be talking all about customer service, and then next week we're going to bring it all together and learn how to organize our lives so we can put everything into practice that we've hopefully been learning over the last 5 weeks. So here's a quick little recap of what we've learned so far. So far we've learned how to increase our product knowledge in order to maximize our sales and our bookings. We've learned that your belief decides what you believe you can do and you cannot do, and that your brain can actually be retrained. I always say that your brain is not as smart as you think it is. It will believe anything you tell it. And you've learned how to talk to people out and about. Hopefully you're practicing that. And of course, how to book parties at your shows and words to say for each, working on your 30-second elevator commercial for what you do, and being able to be a little bit more confident when you're out and about. Also, you've learned that your passion shines through and you can completely influence purchases and bookings at parties. I will give you an example of this. I did a fundraiser event last night with the Second Harvest Food Bank here in Orlando, and I had all the brand new products up for everyone to see because that's typically the things they don't get to see yet. And with that, I had our spiralizer out because it's one of my favorite products. And this guy comes over and he's telling me he just bought a spiralizer. And I said, oh, really? So tell me about your spiralizer. And he goes, oh my gosh, I hand crank it. The thing's crazy annoying. And I went, let me tell you about ours. So I told him about our spiralizer, and he was like, oh, I just spent like $30 on this other one. I said, take it back. You'll love ours better. He bought the spiralizer. The girl next to him bought the spiralizer. He went over and talked to a couple other people. 2 other people came up and bought spiralizers. It was like a spiralizing party. But I was passionate about what our products can do and how much better they are. And I showed him how to use it, and I told him I have recipes I'm going to send him. And it was amazing. He's like, I love it. I'm sold. I want one. And he's going to be buying all of the grilling stuff next. He already told me. So when you're passionate about what you do, that shines through and you're able to get those purchases and get those shows booked from it. Hopefully you've learned how to host coach effectively to keep your sales high and get bookings at every show to have a constant pool of leads. And I always say that when you host coach, that's where you make your paycheck. You go to the party to pick it up. And you've learned that your skills will make a huge difference in every party. When you know your products, you can sell your products. And when you know what to say, you know how to respond when objections come up. And you'll be able to answer those maybes or no's and turn them into a yes. And of course, tweaking some host coaching skills. Because when you have bigger parties, you're going to get much bigger results. And then, of course, my whole host coaching thing. So you learned last week that recruiting is just a conversation. It's finding out what people want and finding out if Pampered Chef is a good fit for them. So you can also do an interview live. And that's where you say, this is just a quick little chat just to see if you would be a good fit for Pampered Chef and if Pampered Chef would be a good fit for you. Just like they would be interviewing for any other kind of job. And there's a ton of resources online, and I might not have posted the link, but I did share where you could find the interview cards that Pampered Chef has. You can print them all yourself, or you can buy them on your next supply order. They're on there. I think it's like $1.75 for the pack. And of course, you learned that we're still building your skills because we're learning new stuff every day. So before we get started with today's call, does anyone have any questions about how to conduct the recruiting interview? I know that's what we talked about last week. So since that's just you, Lanisha, you can say yes or no.
Yes.
You have questions, or you feel you're prepared to do it?
No, I have questions because
okay.
I'm always nervous when I call somebody to recruit them.
Okay.
So it's a matter of building up more confidence. I need more confidence in myself.
Okay.
And I make phone calls and doing interviews to try to book shows. Or recruit a member to join my team.
Yeah.
Just the confidence that I need.
I think a lot of times it's that we always feel like we have to tell them everything. And I call that word vomiting. We want to word vomit all over them. And then they're like, I don't want to do that. That sounds like too much work. So I will usually say something like this. I'll say, hey, Lanisha, I had so much fun with you at Tina's party last week, and I just been thinking about you. I think you would be so great at this. Have you ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think would be the easiest part of my job?
I think you make everything look easy.
I've kind of been doing this for a while, so I always say, you know, I do a lot of shows. So of course, the more shows you do, the more your confidence is going to build.
Yeah.
I can walk into a show and have fun, and I don't even care. You know, the thing I learned is that the bookings will come, the sales are going to happen. I don't have to really do anything. What I'm doing at a show is I'm working on building relationships. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to get to know their kids, their families, their situation, because then what happens is I'm going to eavesdrop a lot. And when someone says, "Oh my gosh, football is so expensive. Can you believe we have to do travel football again this season?" I'm going to say, "You know what?" I'm going to say, "Lanisha, did you know you could make an extra couple $100 a month just doing some Pampered Chef? That would pay for some of those travel fees."
Mm-hmm.
And it starts a conversation. And they might never even think about doing something like this. Oh, my husband's back. Anyways, he's officially back home. He's not in Gainesville anymore. It's kind of exciting. I usually don't get kisses during training though. But basically, it's just a conversation. And what I do is I always say the last person to speak loses. So once you've asked a question and you say, "So what do you think?" Be quiet. Because we'll go, "What do you think? You know, if you did this, you know, if you did this, blah, blah, blah," and they're going to go, "Oh." So if you say, "So what do you think?" and give them time to think and be okay with silence, because you want them to be the first ones to speak. And they might say, "You know what, that sounds really good, but now's not a good time." That's fine. You know, people's lives change about every 3 months. Is it okay if I follow up with you in a couple of months and just see how life's treating you? Because I think you'd be amazing at this. Remind them why you think they'd be good at this, you know, and do those kind of things. So so that's where it just becomes a conversation. And does that help a little bit?
Yes, it did help a little bit.
Okay, and then practice. Call your best friend. "Hey, I'm going to practice the script with you because I'm learning." I recruited 3 of my friends that way on accident because I was just practicing. I said, "I just want to practice because I'm learning. So I want you to answer me every single question as a hard no." "Nope, I'm not going to do it. Nope, not at all." "And then I want you to answer me as a maybe, and let me see if I can convince you to say yes. And now I want you to answer yes for everything." So of course, then by the time we get to that third one, they've already answered me no, and then oh maybe, and then after that third one of my best friends will be, she goes, "Well, yes," and I go, "Oh, that's awesome," and I go, "Wait, really?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm thinking so," and I was like, "Oh my God, I was just practicing. How cool is that?" So got her signed up. She was with me for about a year, and then she was getting married, so life got crazy, and that happens. People do this for a season. So I never get upset when people leave me. I just always say the door's always open, and when you want to come back. So that's a little bit about the interview. So today we're going to discuss customer service and how to have good customer service. So this is what sets us apart from the rest of direct sales. I shop all the time from other direct sales because I like to support people's businesses because I want them to support mine. And what happens is when I buy a product from another direct sales, and I'm going to use 31 as an example because I have a lot of their stuff, and I have bought from 4 different 31 consultants over the last 5 years, and not a single one of them has called me to thank me for my order and to ask me if I needed anything else. And then when you think about it, like when you go shopping at Macy's or Target, do they call you to thank you for your order? No. They don't do any of that. So what we want to do is we want to set ourselves apart from our competition and from other people in the direct sales industry by taking it a step further. So hold on, can't really see the top of this one. How do I make there we go. I'll make it bigger here. All right, so one good service experience can change your customer's entire perception about you and your business. Customers are your greatest asset, so maintaining relationships is one of the most important elements of your business. You want to keep them happy, and you want to keep them coming back to you. So when they come back to you, you're going to get sales, you're going to get bookings, you're going to get new consultants on your team that are going to help you earn some more money. And of course, when you're consistent, you're consistently adding new customers to your list, that's going to keep that process and that wheel spinning. So, and I don't know if I did this in a training yet, but We did it at a training with Bobby Lynn a while ago where 50% of your list of customers should always be new business. So when you're looking at, if you split your page down the middle when you're making calls and you have, okay, 1 through 10 on this side and you're trying to do a line. So on this side, you've got your 1 through 10. This is old business, old hosts, old people, whoever has partied with you or hosted with you or whatever. Then this side, you want 1 through 10. You want these to be new. Like new people you just met in the grocery store, someone you met at an event, someone you met at a party who hasn't hosted a party yet or didn't buy, because that's the way that's going to keep your list going, and you want to keep that rotating list. But take time to provide service to the people who have already bought from you, because that's going to create that customer loyalty. And I want to introduce you to the 222 plan. So let me see if I can get this to go big again. All right, so this is a really fun method that I am not 100% great at, but I try to get good at this every time. I'm usually more on the last two than the first two. But if you can start, because I've been doing this for 6 years, so I have a lot more shows I'm doing a month than brand new people. So if you can start this practice now with your 2 or 3 shows a month and continue it as you build more shows, it's going to make it so much easier than learning this after year 5 and going, oh, that's a good idea. And now how do I do this? So this one is within your first 2 is within 2 days of the show. You want to send everyone who attended the party an email within 24 hours. So within 1 or 2 days, send them an email thanking them for coming and reiterate how much fun the party was. Remind the guests that they have an opportunity to host their own party with some great host rewards, and of course, plant the seeds for them to be a consultant. Personalize the email to your new friends with a fun snapshot that you took at the party. So if you're not taking pictures at your shows, take a few pictures, post them in there. You can actually, a lot of times if you do this within your event, you can post the pictures right in your event and tag everyone. I make a habit of adding every single person as I'm leaving the show. I add them to my Facebook page because I say it's going to be the fastest way for them to get in touch with me. And then that way they know who I am when I want to reach out later. So the first 2 is within 2 days of the show, between 24 and 48 hours. Thank them for coming. You can do this via email, text, or a phone call, whatever is faster for you. Words to say if you're doing an email. Subject, thanks for coming. Dear new friends and amazing chefs, I wanted to extend a big thank you to all of you who came to Lanisha's party last night. It was so great meeting all of you, and I can't wait for the next party. If any of you are interested in hosting the next one, please let me know, and I can post all these word choices too if you need them, Lanisha, so you don't have to sit here and scramble writing it all. Do what?
I said, you call me, get my notepad.
Screenshot. There you go. Screenshot it. Well, so then you just let them know what dates you have. And oh, by the way, did you think it looked like I was having too much fun to be working? Let's chat. You might be curious if being a consultant could work for you or someone you know. It's simple, profitable, flexible, and fun. I might be biased, but I highly recommend it. Just as a quick little thing with a photo of whatever you took there. If you're doing it as a phone call, hi, Lanisha, I wanted to thank you so much for coming to Tina's party last night. I had so much fun meeting you. Put a room full of fabulous people together with some wine and good food, and how can you go wrong? Honestly, I can't wait for the next party. Is it going to be at your house? Seriously, though, if you're interested in hosting a party, not only is it bound to be a great time, but you'll get some amazing host rewards just for having people over. Pretty cool, right? Whatever you're going to say, blah, 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 let's talk. So it's going to give you here word choices to say. Now, this is a little bit less verbiage than what's the right word? Pampered Chef's very technical. This is kind of low-key. So this one is like a conversation versus this is a script. So you want to, even if you're looking at the scripts that Pampered Chef has, you want to read them a few times and make them your own before you start making phone calls. All right, the second 2 is within 2 weeks after you close the show. The goal for this one is to make sure they've received their products. If your guests are having their stuff shipped to the host, you want to make sure once you've submitted that show, put a reminder in your phone 2 weeks out, call the guests, make sure they've gotten their stuff. Because the stuff should arrive to the host within 1 week, and they should have their stuff within that next week, because you want to make sure that they've opened their products, that they've made sure nothing is damaged, that they make sure that their order is complete. If they're missing anything, you can get it replaced for them or sent out. and all of that stuff. So you want to be able to try to follow this timeline here just to check in on their products. And again, of course, say, we had so much fun at Lanisha's. Are you hosting the next one? You want to remind them again. So here are some words to say. Hey, Lanisha, I'm just checking in to see if you're enjoying your large bar pan. Have you gotten it out of the box yet? You know, I've got some great recipes attached for you to try out on it. My personal favorite are the sliders. You know, June is an exciting month to be a host with Double Free. Usually June is, just pencil that in. And I still have June 28th and June 23rd at 7. Would one of those dates work for you? Now, I want to point out here, you notice that the sooner date is last?
Yeah.
That's on purpose. Most people will pick the last date you give them. So if you're booking shows and you say, let me pull up my calendar, I don't know what the dates are, but let's say you say, I have the 13th and the 8th available, what works for you? They're going to say the 8th because it's the last one they heard. Yeah, so whatever date you want to book, list that last. Don't forget you have 30 days from when the host received her products to, you know, received her order to replace, refund, or exchange your products for free. You know, let me know, or you can call home office at this number. If you're doing it on a phone call, you would follow the same thing. Just checking in to see if you've gotten it out of the box yet. I'd love to send you some great recipes to try on it. My personal favorite is this. You know, this is a great month. I would still love to party with you. Do you have any time coming up the next month? Remind them of the 30-day free replace, refund, exchange guarantee. If they don't like it, after 30 days, what happens is they have an entire year to decide if they don't love the product, but after 30 days, they're paying the shipping going back to Pampered Chef, and Pampered Chef pays the shipping on the new products coming back to them. But in that first 30 days, Pampered Chef is paying for it. All right, and then 2 months after the show has closed, you want to check in with them just to make sure that they still love your products that you got and to see if they had any other recipes they needed or if they had any questions for you. Because again, now this has been 2 months since you saw them, and everyone's life typically changes about every 2 to 3 months. So then if they said no 2 other times previously to hosting a show, you can say, you know what, I know we haven't really had a chance to get a party on the schedule for you yet, but I think you have such a great group of friends. I would love to get everyone back together again. You know? So here are some words to say. I just wanted to thank you again for your order at Sue's party. Are you still loving your bar pan? Did you try the sliders yet? I just wanted to remind you that while you're out of your 30 days, you still have a full year to return your products if you don't love them. You know, remind them again, we're coming out with new products in September. I would love to be able to introduce your friends to some of the new stuff and see if you need gifts or items for your kitchen in the meantime. You can order 24/7 on my website at this page if you're doing an email. Or if you're calling them, same thing. You know, you want to basically just touch base. And these calls literally take about 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes. And it takes, if you have it, you can have them saved as a draft for each of your, like listed as a draft always. And then you just forward the draft out and change it to forward. Do you know how to do that in your inbox? Where you can
Actually, I don't, and I'll be asking a question here.
Okay. You can ask now if you want.
I'm like writing it down so I won't forget. But okay, I'm not sure how that works. I always check that, but I'm not sure how it works actually on my site or how to send out the email.
Okay, Pampered Chef does it automatically for you. So what I would do is go into under selling and recruiting, add yourself as a guest on to one of your email addresses so you can see exactly what your customers are getting.
Oh, okay.
Because Pampered Chef is going to send it out for you because you've paid for your website. You know, as long as your eBiz tools is intact, Pampered Chef is always going to send an e-newsletter once a month. At the very beginning of the month, there's going to be a newsletter that goes out that tells them all about the specials, and it's going to have featured recipes. Usually 1 or 2 more times during the month, Pampered Chef is going to send a special email about a specific thing. Like, here's our roundup item for the season. You know, be sure to contact me to get your emoji cookie cutters and help feed America and feed the hungry, or whatever it is. It's going to be a little excerpt for that. The next one's going to be 6 ways to chop or whatever, and it's going to have a cute little pictures that move and all that fun stuff, and it's going to come from you. So if you have on your website your photo,
I do.
When they get that email address, it's going to have your photo on it. So they're going to see your face, your name, all your contact information, and that's your e-newsletter.
Oh, see, I would love to see what it looks like in this area because I have not received any emails and I have not, like, nobody has told me, oh, I got the newsletter or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to.
Add yourself as a guest. Add yourself, not as a guest, but as a contact. So when you go under selling and recruiting and my contacts, click add new and add yourself so you can see what goes out. And you'll get an email and it'll say, hey, Lanisha, or dear Lanisha, whatever it is, all official. And it'll be, so then you'll get to see what your customers see. That's what I do so that I know what's going out.
Okay.
But that's always, but they'll send it out for you. As long as you have an active website, it goes out for you at least 2 or 3 times a month.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you can also use this time to check up on people who maybe ordered seasonings to say, hey, have you used all of your garlic and herb rep yet? Are you ready to get some more? Those kind of things, you know, or be able to cross-sell. Maybe they bought the brownie pan last time and say, hey, are you transporting those brownies? We have this great cover for it. Or the Rock Crock has the new base now for the new season, so you can turn it into a slow cooker. You know, whatever you want to do, or if they shared their wish list with you, because a lot of times I'll have them fill out on their drawing slip what's on their wish list, and I'll say, well, Anisha, I know you wanted to get that grill pan dinner set. That's actually 60% off next month. Yeah, and I don't really know if that's a special because I haven't looked at April, but I'm just giving an example. So that's 60% off next month. Do you have some time you can get some friends together so we can get that for you? I know that's on your wish list. This is what our job is to consult. And I use this, ignore my monstrosity. This is my tickler box that I go through about every 2 or 3 months that I go through, and I just see who I still need to touch base with. So I have them sorted by day. That way I know about what time I'm going to contact them. That's a lot. I know I got a lot of work to do. And that's not even all of them. There's these all over my desk.
Oh my goodness.
Once I've followed up with whatever's on here, I throw it away.
Okay.
I don't keep them forever because as long as they're in my system, they're going to get my e-newsletter. They can reach out to me. I hold on to this so that way I can go, okay, this person wanted the cookware. This person wanted the stoneware. This person wanted, and then this person wanted to book a party, and I make notes. And then I'm like, I put it in the month they want to book, and I call them a month before. That's called a tickler system, and I can teach that to you. I think I actually posted something on the team page. And you can start smaller, a little card box, and just have the months. And then that way, you know, okay, Tina now goes to April. She's done. She doesn't want anything until then, you know, whatever it is.
Ah, nice. I see.
Yeah, so that way you'll remember to follow up. I use Siri a lot, but Siri has not always been reminding me of everything when I tell him to. I don't know if he's mad at me, but my Australian Siri is normally, Christina, you need to call, or it'll pop up automatically, and I just hit call and it does it. Okay, but just don't freak out on calls. It's just really a conversation, and you'll be, when I call them and I just say, you know, hey, Lanisha, it's Christina with the Pamper Chef. Do you have a few minutes? They'll go, yeah, because they're thinking I want something, right? But customer service is the best phone calls. But because when I call them and I just say, I just wanted to thank you so much for your order from Tina's party. We had so much fun. How are you loving those salad choppers? Have you used them on your chicken yet? You know, whatever it is that I'm talking to them about, and then I remind them I have some great recipes, and I sent them a link to my Dropbox. Have they had a chance to check it out yet? And then I follow that up with, well, let me send it to you again, just so you have it. And did you have any questions for me about your products or anything that you haven't had a chance to open yet that I can help you get out of the box? And that's it. And then I might say, and we do have some great specials. If you're interested, I'd love to share them with you. And if not, I leave it right there. And I thank them, and they go, oh my gosh, thank you so much for calling. And they're super happy that they got a phone call with someone thanking them for their purchase.
Yeah.
So you might see some scripts on Consultants Corner. It used to be called out of the box calls. There could still be some old scripts out there, but it's just a conversation. So we're still working on skills. And so belief was the very first week. Passion was the second week. We've been working on skills these last few weeks with host coaching, with taking training on our selling skills, with customer care skills, with booking parties. Those are all skills. And skills are such a major component of your success. The more you tweak your skills, the more you're going to learn about selling, host coaching, booking, recruiting, customer service, customer care, whatever you want to call it, the better your business is going to be. And the bigger your skill, the bigger your check. You know, it just translates. Okay, so here's something, because at this business, it's the skill is something that anyone can fix at any time simply by doing these things. So make sure you're checking in within 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months with every single guest. Watch and listen to home office trainings. They have an entire resource section free. The training calls used to be 22, 25 minutes. I think it's just the ones that are the conference. I think all the homework has been the conference sessions, and those are about an hour long. So they are a little bit longer than the old Pampered Chef trainings. Try to find time to go to team meetings, and I'll get you connected, Lanisha, with Nicole. She's on, if you want to write this down, she's on my friend page as Nicole Garcia, Garcia, and I can connect you to. I'll tag you both in the same post, so that way you guys can get together and try to figure out when the next events are over there. Conference is huge. Statistically, the consultants who go to conference are 60% higher in sales, new team members, and bookings once they leave conference going into the fall. So over 65% higher than those consultants who don't go to conference. If you're able to go, start saving money now. I'm saving in my conference or bust.
How much is conference total?
So total cost, you probably want to, between your hotel, flight, and registration, it's probably going to be about $500. So if you're putting back a little bit each month, it's not a big hit at once.
Okay.
So, and you can use Pampered Chef dollars for your registration. So your registration is $99. Usually we get plane tickets for about $160, between $160 and $180 for a round trip. The hotel room usually ends up being between $100 and $150, and then whatever cash and spending money you want.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
So, there used to be this thing called Tips from the Top. Now they are coffee talks on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., but you can probably still Google and do on our Consultants Corner Tips from the Top. There's quick little calls, they're like 10 minutes long, where they give you some great little tips on everything. Of course, reading books, readers make leaders, and reading books are what, if you read 10 pages a day, you'll read 3,650 pages this year, and that's going to make you a much smarter person in all areas. So pick a book. If you need a place to start, I would encourage you to read Rory Vaden's book, Take the Stairs. I'm going to grab my book so you can see the cover of it. This is Rory. He's amazing. It's called Take the Stairs. It's a great book about how to, technically it's a 7 steps to achieving success, but it's all about, sometimes you have to work short-term double time, meaning you put in a little bit more of intense effort for a short period of time, so you can take a break later. And that's the same thing with Pampered Chef. It's going on the principle, you might have to work hard for the first 3 years of your business to get your business off to a great start and have a solid schedule. But once you hit that sweet spot, you don't have to work as hard anymore. You have this big team, they're working hard, you're still doing your shows, you're still doing your trainings, but they're working hard. And now you're able to not have to work as hard on your personal stuff. So it talks a lot about that, but he talks about how, these are some of his things here. This one was, in business, what you don't get done today can be done tomorrow, but with family, what doesn't get done today is gone forever. So he's talking about where to put your priorities and how to balance your priorities. Attitude is simply the way to choose to see things. He was talking here about the basic rules that you have to have with the fundamental 5, which is faith, family, fitness, faculty, and finances. And he breaks it all down, like what each of these things are. So I am a highlighter. I highlight in my books a lot. And I make notes on the side and I star things. That way when I come back through it, I'm like, ooh, I want to remember that. So great book, worth the read for sure. He did a second book after this one. It's called Procrastinate on Purpose. That one's also a really good book, and it talks about how there are certain things that you can procrastinate on because you have to put something else ahead of it and how to decide what that is. So if you like to read, he's got he's a great speaker. He does an amazing job there. I have a ton of books if you need ideas of things to read, just because I'm a reader. But do lots of shows. You know, the more shows you do, the better you're going to get at every party. Watch YouTube trainings. You know, skills are easily taught and easily caught. As soon as you learn it, you never unlearn it. You know, so you keep building on that. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I think I've been like writing and asking and talking as we go.
Okay.
So yeah, just I want to get in touch with Nicole and see about that, and then so I'm able to, you know, get in contact with the ones here in North Carolina, see what they're doing, and then reach out to get out of my little circle that we talked about.
Yes, definitely. And to post on Facebook, you're looking for referrals, and that every person who gives you a referral, you're gonna put their name into a drawing for a free whatever you have extra of.
I always wonder about that. I'm thinking, should I do that? Is that okay to do?
Totally. You can give away anything you want to give away. And even if it's just a $25 gift certificate that the person may or may not ever redeem.
Yeah. I bought 2 pairs of salad choppers by accident, but I ended up buying 2. I didn't realize after the order was made. And I'm like, why does order so much? And then I was like,
I ordered 2 of them. There you go. That's funny. So yeah, you could give away a free salad chopper. Why not?
Yeah. So I'm going to work on that.
Okay. So we do have some homework. So our homework is to follow these chef steps. So Pampered Chef used to have this chef formula for everything because we're Pampered Chef. So C is for connect. So commit to 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months out to be able to connect with your customers. Now for you, Lanisha, this is good. You can still go back 2 months and talk to those people that ordered from you back in December, you know, and thank them for their order, make sure and then start there. You know, don't feel like you have to start from the very beginning when you started. Go back 2 months, start there and move forward. The H in chef is to help and appreciate, share recipes, give ideas, suggest new tools they could use. E, expand the possibilities, share upcoming specials, open dates on your calendar, hosting and signing, bonuses for new consultants. And F, future contact, follow back up with them when their wish list goes on sale or a new recipe is shared that is perfect for their items or when the new products come out. And there is a video I'm going to post so you guys can watch that as well. And then, of course, this is part of it too. So post how many shows will you commit to booking this week? How many coaching calls will you commit to this week? Set a time to talk to me to discuss how many leads you got, how many bookings you got, what your sales were at your shows. What did you have trouble with? And what's a brag thing that you did really well this week? And we have our 6th week and last week next Wednesday. We are still on, I think it's 8:30 next week, but I'll post it. I don't think I have anything else. Oh, I lied. It'll be 9. I have a spring fling clothing swap something. I don't know. I'm setting up a table it ends at 8 and but she's like 15 minutes away. So I should have no problem getting here for 9 o'clock. But that's it. That's the call. What'd you think? Different seeing it all in front of you?
Yeah, it was different, but it's better because I'm more of a visual person.
I'm a visual person. That's why I do this.
Yeah, I'm a visual. It's a difference in just talking on the phone than seeing it all.
Yeah, so if you go back and watch the other YouTube videos, there's graphs and everything else on there.
Oh.
That's all pretty. Anyways, I'm going to stop the recording. And thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Lanisha, for being on tonight and everyone who watched via the recording. Hopefully you're learning something. Post your comments below on what you learned.